Imagine you're looking at a beautiful photo, and someone asks you, "What do you see?"
And suddenly you forget every English word you know.
Exactly. You can see the people, the cars, the trees, but your brain says, I know this, I know this.
But the words just don't come out.
So what do you do?
Today we're going to make that much easier. You don't need perfect English. You just need to start looking, noticing, and describing. Hello and welcome back. We're so happy you're here with us again.
We've reached day 6 of our 30-day English series, and today we're going to practice a skill you can use almost everywhere.
We're learning how to describe what you see in English.
Whether you're looking at a picture, sitting in a cafe, walking down the street, or telling a friend about a place, this skill is incredibly useful.
And don't worry, we're keeping it simple, natural, and practical.
Emma, can I ask you something?
Of course.
What can you see right now?
Right now? Let me look around.
Take your time.
Okay, I can see a table in front of me. There's a cup of coffee next to my notebook. I can also see a window, and outside there are a few people walking. Nice. That was a great description. Really? I was just looking around.
Exactly. That's the point. You didn't need difficult words.
True. I just said what I could see.
And that's how describing things in English often begins.
I think some English learners make this harder than it needs to be.
I agree. They look at a picture and think, I need to say something interesting.
But you really don't. You can start with something very simple.
For example, I can see a man.
Then add more information. I can see a man standing near a car.
And then maybe, he looks like he's waiting for someone.
See? One simple sentence can grow naturally.
So today, we're not trying to sound perfect. We're practicing how to notice things and describe what we see. Here's today's main question. When you look at something, what do you notice first?
That's interesting. Do you notice people first? Colors? Small details? The place?
I usually notice people.
Really? I think I notice the whole place first.
So if we both looked at the same picture, we might describe it differently.
Exactly. And that's completely okay.
Listener, think about this too. What do you usually notice first when you look at a new place or a picture?
Let's imagine we're looking at a picture together.
Okay.
In the picture, there's a busy park on a sunny day.
I can see several people sitting on the grass.
Good. What else?
There's a child playing with a ball.
Nice. I can see a woman sitting under a tree.
Is she alone?
I think so. She appears to be reading a book.
Great. And what can you see in the background?
In the background, there are some tall buildings.
Perfect. See how we're building the picture little by little?
Yes, you can describe what is in front of you, what is next to something, and what is in the background.
You can also talk about what people are doing.
Right. For example, the children are playing, or a man is walking his dog.
And if you're not completely sure?
Ah, that's important. You don't have to pretend that you know everything.
Exactly. You can say, it looks like.
Or, I think.
For example, it looks like they're waiting for a bus.
Or, I think she's talking to her friend.
That sounds much more natural than stopping because you're not 100% sure.
Yes, guessing carefully is part of describing what you see.
I think the best way to describe something is to start with the biggest thing you see.
Maybe, but I don't always agree.
Really?
Sometimes a small detail is the most interesting thing.
Give me an example.
Imagine a large picture of a city. Most people might start by saying, I can see a busy street.
That makes sense.
But maybe I notice a little dog sitting near a shop. That small detail catches my attention first.
Ah, I see what you mean.
You don't always have to describe things in the same order.
That's true. I still think starting with the big picture can help beginners.
Yes, especially when you don't know what to say. But after that, notice anything interesting.
So maybe there are 2 good ways.
Exactly. Start big or start with what catches your eye.
Let's give our listeners some real-life examples. Imagine you're at home and someone asks, "What does your living room look like?"
You could say, there's a sofa near the wall. A small table is in front of it. I can see a lamp next to the sofa.
Simple and clear.
At work, maybe you need to describe your office.
You could say, "There are several desks in the room. My desk is near the window and there's a computer on it."
At school, you might describe your classroom.
I can see a whiteboard at the front of the room. There are desks and chairs, and the teacher is standing near the board.
Imagine you took a photo while traveling and you want to show it to a friend.
You could say, this was taken near the beach. You can see the sea behind us, and there are some boats in the distance.
Here's another one. You're in a store and looking for something.
You might say, I can see the blue shirt, but I can't see it in my size.
Very useful.
Or imagine you lose your bag.
Oh no.
Someone asks, what does it look like?
Then you need to describe it clearly. It's a small black bag with a brown strap.
Ah, I see what you mean.
You don't always have to describe things in the same order.
That's true. I still think starting with the big picture can help beginners.
Yes, especially when you don't know what to say. But after that, notice anything interesting.
So maybe there are two good ways.
Exactly. Start big or start with what catches your eye.
Let's give our listeners some real-life examples. Imagine you're at home and someone asks, what does your living room look like?
You could say, there's a sofa near the wall. A small table is in front of it. I can see a lamp next to the sofa.
Simple and clear.
At work, maybe you need to describe your office.
You could say, there are several desks in the room. My desk is near the window, and there's a computer on it.
At school, you might describe your classroom.
I can see a whiteboard at the front of the room. There are desks and chairs, and the teacher is standing near the board.
Imagine you took a photo while traveling and you want to show it to a friend.
You could say, this was taken near the beach. You can see the sea behind us, and there are some boats in the distance.
Here's another one. You're in a store and looking for something.
You might say, I can see the blue shirt, but I can't see it in my size.
Very useful.
Or imagine you lose your bag.
Oh no.
Someone asks, what does it look like?
Then you need to describe it clearly. It's a small black bag with a brown strap.
Background means the part of a picture or place that is behind the main things you see. For example, in the background, I can see some tall buildings.
Detail means a small part of something that gives more information. For example, I like the small details in this picture.
Remember, you don't need to describe every detail.
Right, just choose the things you notice.
Instead of saying, I see in the picture a woman, say, I can see a woman in the picture.
And instead of saying, the man is maybe waiting for the bus, say, it looks like the man is waiting for the bus. These natural phrases are especially useful when you're describing something you're not completely sure about.
It looks like is used when something appears to be true, but you are not completely sure. For example, it looks like it's going to rain.
Catch your eye means to get your attention because something is interesting or noticeable. For example, that bright red car really caught my eye.
I love that expression because sometimes one small thing really catches your eye.
Exactly. And now you know how to talk about it.
Okay, Emma, let's do a role play.
Great. What's the situation?
We're at a cafe and you're trying to describe someone to me.
Okay, why?
Because I'm supposed to meet my cousin, but I've never seen him before.
Oh, this could go badly.
Why?
Because I'm not always good at descriptions. Emma, can you see my cousin? Maybe.
Maybe?
There's a man standing near the door.
What does he look like?
He's tall, I think.
You think?
Daniel, he's sitting down now. It's hard to tell.
Okay. What's he wearing?
A dark jacket.
My cousin is wearing a green shirt.
Oh, then that's definitely not him.
Great start.
Wait, I see another person.
Where?
Near the window. He's wearing a green shirt.
Is he tall?
Yes, I think so. And he has short hair.
That sounds like him.
He's looking around like he's waiting for someone.
Perfect. I'll go say hello.
Wait,
What?
he might not be your cousin.
Emma.
I'm just being careful.
Fine. I'll say, hi, are you my cousin?
That's one way to do it.
Not your best advice.
Probably not.
Look around you right now. What are 3 things you can see?
Take your time. Think about your answer and say it out loud.
You can begin with, I can see, then add as many details as you can.
Think about your favorite place. What can you see there?
Great. Now answer with your own ideas. Don't worry about making mistakes.
Try using words like next to, in front of, behind, or in the background.
So today, we practiced describing what we see in English.
We learned that you can start simple, I can see, and then add more details.
We also learned background and detail.
And 2 useful expressions, it looks like, and catch your eye.
Most importantly, don't wait for the perfect sentence.
Look around, notice something, and just start describing it. Before we go, here's a question for you.
If someone could see the world through your eyes for one day, what would you want them to notice?
Think about that and share your answer in the comments. Well done today. You've completed day 6 of our 30-day English series.
If this lesson helped you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with another English learner.
We'd also love to hear your answer to today's question, so leave a comment below.
Keep looking, noticing, listening, and speaking English every day.
And don't forget to join us tomorrow for day 7 of our 30-day English series.
See you next time.
Bye!